You're talking to a guy who spent his life savings, came over for this pilgrimage, has walked 100 miles. It's like 170 kilometers, like 100 miles basically in the desert for his faith. And you're like, what if there is no afterlife? It's just like, I think that's going to fall on deaf ears. I think that argument's going to go, pew!
Well, then I would feel really stupid now.
Right. Yeah. Wait, what? Oh. Hey, Internet. It's Paul. It's Matt, the Dork Lords. We're here talking about Foundation, Season 1, Episode 8, The Missing Piece, which is likely a reference to the missing piece of the prime radiant equation that Gale witnessed back in the day. We open with a flashback to the Anacreon leader as a child. She's playing in the woods with her kid brother the day that Trantor laid waste to the planet.
Yes. Killing
her brother, injuring her, and of course inspiring her need for revenge. We end with Brother Day preparing for the jump back to Trantor, reflecting on his recent pilgrimage, and we see that contrary to what he told the religious leaders, he did not have a vision at the end of his pilgrimage. The vision, of course, being used as proof that he has a soul. That last image is really evocative. I mean, that he's like half naked, physically vulnerable. Brother Day hunched in the dark in this pool of water, just desperate for a sign that's not coming. Like, good stuff. I know you appreciate this, Paul. Reminded me a bit of Gollum in the cave in The Hobbit. All right, there you go. Anyway, quite effective.
When will I learn not to trust your... You don't like this, Paul? I should have been like, really? Exactly. I will?
Oh, no. Just reel you in?
No. No.
All right, so Paul, Hobbit reference aside, what did you think of episode 8?
I liked it. It felt like it's on a nice trajectory with the previous episode, so I'm really looking forward to what comes next.
Yeah, I mean, I say it every week, and every week it's still true. I love the Trantor storyline. I mean, it feels original, it's compelling, it's quality, sci-fi. I was just disappointed we didn't get to see Brother Dawn in this episode, because I am really interested to learn his fate in this season. I think that's really interesting as well.
I don't know if I've pointed out before, you're most interested in the oppressors.
Yes. Yeah. Good point. But like that scene in where Demerzel assassinates Halima, that's a good scene. That's well written. We learn that she struggles against her programming.
Yes.
But inevitably is forced to do as Empire commands. I mean, that's very powerful. I mean, like if we take her at her word that she 11,000 years ago she walked the spiral and received a vision, implying at least that she has a soul. I mean, by the rules of this religion, I mean, if you have a vision, you have a soul. So if we take her at her word, then it means that she has transcended robotdom in some way. She's like Data.
Oh yeah. No, I don't think we know the full implications of it yet. I mean, we have to accept the show's definition, if that's what it's doing, trying to make a statement. It seems most likely that it is making a statement about her.
And in fact, Halima says, you have a soul, the Empire doesn't. I mean, she pretty much calls it out in that moment.
Yes. But that's what she's been saying all along, but she's like, ugh! Yeah. This is more proof of what I've been saying.
More proof as I die.
Yes.
I do think it was a little casual that, because she does the contact poison. She's like, you won't feel a thing.
Yes.
And then she leaves, and we focus on Halima for a while. Halima's still alive.
Yeah.
I mean, it seemed like she gave Halima a little time if she was like going to go, I was killed by Brother Day. I mean, like that she could, anyway. She left her alive. That's my point.
Yes. Well, yeah, and they didn't really, she was pretty much thinking like, wow, I've been foiled.
Yes.
She was pretty much resigned after she lost.
I agree that didn't happen. I'm just saying,
You agree that didn't
all
happen.
bases.
Yes, she could have. Yes, in theory, she
Yeah.
could have done it, even though
Yeah.
I think they adequately established that her character would not have done that.
Would not have done. Okay, gotcha. And no doubt in my mind, I mean, Demerzel and Brother Day are at odds, right? I mean, that bit at the end there where she basically accuses him without accusing him of lying.
Yeah.
Like, I had that flower in my room, and
Yes.
you saw it, didn't you?
Yes.
Oh yeah, interesting how that. Oh, I'd hate to have not seen a vision, because I saw a vision, and boy,
Yes.
if you didn't see a vision, that would make you terrible.
Yeah.
All right, bye. Like, oh wow.
Yes.
So there's certainly friction between the two of them. And I just don't know, it doesn't seem to be following the Asimov's laws of robotics thing at this point. I don't know. Like, don't kill anyone. All right, you're dead. But I'm just wondering if she'll find a way to justify within her programming to kill off Brother Day. I don't know. I think that's possible. Kind of like like the Harkonnens we were talking about for Dune, where they're like, oh, well, we can't kill Paul Atreides, but we can put him in the desert.
Yes.
Whatever. Like, maybe, I don't know, because she has this, real resistance to doing this thing, going against her religion, essentially. I feel like that means she's got to have resentment too, right? There's got to be a built-in, I hate you for making me do that. That is somehow going to manifest itself. Anyway, I don't know. I feel like Brother Day is on thin ice. Put it that way.
I guess that's possible. That would surprise me if that occurred for some reason. I think her true importance is yet to be shown, but if it happens at all, I think it's going to be in some way that's not overt.
Maybe it's like he's in peril and she just chooses not to help him. Like, she didn't cause the peril.
Yes.
But she, it's kind of like the rescue a drowning person. Like, she's like, nope, I'm just not going to do it.
Yeah, or maybe she explains to someone, if ever you do something.
Right.
Here's how to disable me.
Right. Yeah.
To keep me from protecting him.
If you'd wanted to kill him, these are the hours of the day.
Yeah.
Great.
Just tell me to go get some lunch, and I'll walk away. And when he's dead, and I come back,
I'll take the bracelet with me. And,
yeah.
But what's great too about this, the sequence from this episode, the walking the spiral, is we do get this really complicated person in Brother Day. He's not just villain guy.
Yes,
he is a villain,
just, yes.
but he has this. We see him showing compassion for this fellow pilgrim. I feel like at first he's showing compassion because I think he's trying to use this guy for information. So, what were these visions that your friends had?
Exactly.
Could you describe them in detail?
Yes.
This will help me later.
Could you coach me in being able to retell it?
What if I were to just say this, like, oh, I had a vision about a flower. Would you believe that? But it seems like when this stranger pilgrim, saves him, essentially saves his life,
yes,
gets him back to his feet. Like, there's this, I feel like there is a sense of actual compassion for this guy.
Perhaps, you could read that too as sort of like, really, even after all this, you're going to believe in this? I don't think he believes, and so he only believes in himself and his brothers. So sort of like, really, you're about to die, buddy.
Oh no, I agree on that. So I'm just saying. So the stranger saves Brother Day, right? Because Brother Day is about to collapse.
Yes.
And so I think at that moment, I feel like he starts to feel compassion for this guy.
Because he's sort of like, hey, maybe I can help you over here and you can die better. No.
Yeah. But you're absolutely right, though. So when the stranger's like, I'm out, I quit. I love the argument he attempts to use, which is like, well, what if there's nothing else?
Yes.
Like, you're talking to a guy who spent his life savings, came over for this pilgrimage, just walked 100 miles. It's like 170 kilometers, like 100 miles basically in the desert for his faith. And you're like, what if there is no afterlife? It's just like, I think that's going to fall on deaf ears. I think that argument's going to go, pew.
Well, then
Wrong audience.
I would feel really stupid now.
Right. Yeah. Wait, what? Oh.
Where's dead bedside manner?
Right. Because he even says to him, well, maybe you could tell me your dream when we meet again. A la, you're wrong.
Yes.
Just like good try. You know, I think it was an honest attempt at keeping this guy on his feet. But
and really, you know, if only he'd known, you know, like, you know, I'm Empire. Oh, then I won't see you again.
Yeah.
Maybe you can try to get through this eye of a needle.
It just was very interesting to see Brother Day, you know, intentionally make himself that vulnerable.
Sure.
And you know, he suffers.
Yeah.
I mean, he legitimately suffers.
Yeah.
Which is something, you know, he hasn't really had to do for his lifetime. No. So it's interesting. It makes a more complex character out of him.
Sure.
So I like that. And I do feel like we're going to see side effects of this doubt that he has a soul. I mean, I feel like that's what we've led to now. Because we had that last bit of him when he's remembering that he didn't have a dream, and we see him in the moments before he's put into stasis. It's the look of
yes.
You know, he's
be surprising if they let it drop. It's gonna have some.
He's not like smiling gleefully at having won, because he won, right? He got the person he wanted, put in Proxima. The right people believe in him, and his enemy, you could say former enemy, frankly, but the enemy can never come back because they're dead now.
Yes.
So it should be like if he was just mustache twirling villain, it would be but no, it's like there's this like, oh, what if I am what they say I am? Which I think is interesting. So let's go to Gale. Gale is on the ship with Harry Seldon.
Yes.
I don't think her plan makes a lot of sense. So we learned big info, because I think this is like book-wise maybe is revealed much later, but I think even guessed that this might be the direction of the show. There is a secret second foundation on Helicon.
Yes.
And so, we're going there, and hey, you know, with all the resources we have there, this is Harry Seldon, digital Seldon talking, hey, we can learn about your foresight and maybe try to figure out how it works, and, you know, this will be great. She's having none of it, and insists on leaving the ship.
Yes.
In fact, she destroys the life support to force digital Seldon to let her leave.
Yes.
But then what she does is she sets the pod to go back to Synax. It tells her it's going to take 138 years.
Yes.
You want to confirm? Yep. And so she basically like writes herself off the show for a while, I guess. But also, you know, Synax, she knew that it was on the verge of being uninhabitable. So she's going to a place that is probably not conducive to life at this point. I'm assuming it's a vision. We didn't see her have a vision, but I'm assuming she somehow saw this. That's how they're going to explain it, because otherwise it's just a dumb choice, right? If she just was like, where should I go? Oh, how about the place that's uninhabitable and it'll take me 138 years to get there? All right. Like, why not just die on the ship? I mean, like, save yourself the trouble. So I assume it's kind of related to some kind of a...
some vision or something, or some instinct, because she did say that, like, everything God's telling me, I need to get off this ship. So, you know, we'll see what happens. I would be surprised somehow if we don't see her again for another 140 years or whatever. I feel like something is going to interrupt them, like, I don't know, a spaceship that can't control where it goes.
I hear that, although I feel like, I could be wrong here, and probably somebody in the comments can help me out. I feel like in the trailer for the season, that there is a shot of Gale like waking up out of a pod in like an ocean, basically in the water, suggesting she'd made it to Synax.
I see. Yeah, I mean, I guess I would accept that if everything jumped then, or we saw her story in a way that where we're sort of like, okay, now we're in this time period.
I agree, though, with you that, but for that little trailer clip, I would guess that she's going to get interrupted as well. Like, look, I happened to run into the Invictus or whatever. So anyway, we'll see. We'll see where that's going.
We shall see.
She does make the good point to Selden to say, look, you didn't expect me to be here anyway.
Yes.
So just let me leave.
Yeah.
What difference is it to you?
Although he did expect her to be on the planet,
right.
So he did have a plan for her.
Yes, he did. Interesting parallel that in this episode, both Brother Day and Gale are both forced to endure excessive heat in their environments.
Yes.
Right? She's like dying of heat. He's dying at the sunburn. Well, as we surmised, and it wasn't that difficult to figure out, Hugo not dead.
Yes.
He does indeed summon fellow thespians.
Yes.
Fellow thespians. So he fellows his an acting troupe shows up.
That's right. Sure.
They perform Hamlet.
Yes.
They come to the rescue, but they arrive too late, basically, because Invictus jumps away.
Yes.
They go pew 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 pew, gone.
Yes.
Salvor Hardin, she is willing to plug herself into the ship.
Yes.
In a kind of a suicide mission to send the ship to Terminus.
Yes.
Is her idea. But she is thwarted, and the ship ends up jumping randomly. Though they did throw out the idea of Hardin's luck, which to me suggests that they're saying the ship's going to end up at Terminus, I think, somehow.
I hope it's not as bad as that.
Well, interestingly too, I just think about this. No one's in stasis, right? I was joking about the need for the countdown.
Oh yeah.
In the last episode, I guess part of the reasoning for the countdown is it's giving people time to get into stasis.
Yeah.
Settle your affairs. Get ready. So in this case, no one was in stasis for this jump. So what does that do to these folks? Do they go crazy? Do they just fall unconscious? Whatever.
A number of them effects. Are certainly, you wouldn't prescribe that to any of them. It's like, these terrorists that are, trying to kill us all. Well, you think it'd be better if we made them crazy?
Now they're crazy terrorists. Okay, but this. Okay. Oh, actually, I just had an idea here. All right. If Salvor Hardin is in fact Gale's daughter, my candy bet. It's on the line. Only 2 episodes left.
Okay.
If that's true, we did see very strategically early in the season, Gale was conscious during a jump.
Yes.
And it was like, go back to sleep. Okay.
Yes.
Let's assume that hereditary trait exists in Salvor Hardin.
Okay,
She's awake, is able to stay awake during the jump when everyone else is like falling unconscious or whatever. Then maybe she's got the time during the jump to then direct the ship to Terminus in some way. She figures out a way without killing herself so the ship doesn't just magically go to Terminus. She's got time during the jump to like control it and make it go where she wants.
Okay.
Maybe. Just throwing that out there.
I hope that'll not feel shitty when it actually happens.
Right. I mean, what does it do when it gets there?
Completely random. Oh, except that when I wanted to go anyway.
Right. If I name a place,
it's
then
like
it's
a good thing that I didn't jack myself into that thing because it just went there anyway.
It went there anyway. Well, the guy who told her she needed to jack into the system is an idiot. I mean, that guy, I forgot his name, but that guy has been making the wrong choices throughout the season. He's even the guy last episode, which was like, look, we need to make sure we stay 2 meters apart that the defenses don't. And he's like, oh, what? Uh-oh. That's on me. So that guy was like, you need to jack into the system. Oh, okay. All right, guy. Anyway, so
it's like if we looked under his tunic, let's see. It's red. Oh,
yeah, right. He's definitely, he had red shirt written all over. I should have mad at him because
yeah.
like that guy
curses.
just living on borrowed time the entire bit. I wonder, if you think of essentially kind of like 4 plot lines: Brother Dawn, Brother Day, Gale, and Salvor Hardin. Like, which of these 4, if any, will overlap this season? I feel like some of them will I don't think all of them will overlap, but I wonder, like we just said, will Gale end up somehow intercepting with the Invictus or something? Like will that storyline, will those combine somehow? I don't know. At the moment, I'm not sure how these storylines will weave in together.
Yeah, I mean, certainly, yes, the wild card. Actually, I got 2 wild cards, really, and so it really suggested that they'll connect, where we don't know where Salvor's going, and Gale, is jumping off on her own. Certainly, I can't imagine Gale, and Brother Day teaming up.
Right. Or, and everybody ends up on Terminus. I don't know. That could be a thing, but I don't see that happening.
No, I don't think so.
Seeing that's the way that's going. So anyway, if you out there in internet land have some thoughts on how these storylines might weave together by the end of the season, let us know in the comments.
Yes.
And thank you as always, Paul. Appreciate it, good sir.
Sure.
And we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.